My name is Tony Ball, the wide receivers coach at the University of Georgia. Today we're going to be discussing the basic fundamentals of the wide receivers here at the University of Georgia, and we're going to demonstrate drills that we will use here at the University of Georgia to enhance the receiver's ability to perform at a high level. Day one, the fundamentals of the two-point stance. The two-point stance allows the receiver to see the defense, but also the two-point stance should enable the receiver to explode and attack the defense on the snap of the ball. The release. When the ball is snapped, the receiver should be able to release low and explosive, whereby being able to attack the defense and threaten the defense deep as quickly as possible. Here you can see the balanced stance. Although the pad level may be different and it may vary by receiver, the stance and the stagger in the foot may not vary quite as much. Now, the size of the receiver will vary the stagger of the back foot, but it should not vary much. In the stagger of the back foot, it should allow the receiver to keep his front foot or his hips forward. Too much stagger would force the hips of the receiver back, whereby causing a false movement on the release. On the snap of the ball, the receiver pushes off both legs, but the front leg, the power leg, should thrust the receiver forward. The back leg should come through as he drives downfield with great pad level. The stance should also promote great running form, allowing the receiver to keep his knees and his feet underneath his hips and in line with his body, whereby promoting full speed running form as quickly as possible. As the receiver releases from the line of scrimmage, within 2 to 3 strides, he should be at full speed running form, whereby being able to threaten the defense deep and forcing the corner to flip his hips and get deep in a hurry. Also notice on the release that the pad level is consistent and the head is still, the eyes are up, where we can focus on the coverage. The 3-step stick drill. This particular fundamental is designed to teach the receiver to run with body control and ability to change directions explosively and efficiently. By changing directions, explosively and efficiently, by keeping the foot underneath the hip when using a stick to change directions. Also, we're working on a proper stick with the feet and a hint with the head, working the proper technique of stick and hint while controlling the feet and the body. The stick phase. The stick phase is a phase that is used in most route executions. It is the process of aggressively changing directions in a particular route. The W drill in this phase is used to promote the proper stick technique. In the stick phase, the receiver will aggressively drop his hips in an effort to change directions quickly. In the stick phase, the receiver should be in a football position. His feet are underneath his hips. His shoulders are out over his toes. His head's up. And he's exaggerating arm violence in the stick phase. The feet in the stick phase are moving, constantly moving, and tight, close together. The W drill is a drill that we will do here at Georgia to enhance the receiver's confidence in the proper technique of using the stick phase. Here you can see as the receiver drives toward the line, he drops his hips, he pushes back, and he drives at that line at an angle. We're working at an angle. Okay, day two. Day two, again, receivers in a two-point stance. Eyes are up where we can see the ball, while also seeing any movement that may take place on defense after our pre-snap read. In this particular drill, we will also emphasize proper depth, achieving proper depth. Here on the snap of the ball, you notice an explosive movement by the legs driving off the ball and arm violence with the arms. Pad level is out, promoting an explosive attack downfield. The stick phase. The stick phase is a phase that is used in most route executions. It is the process of aggressively changing directions in a particular route. The W drill in this phase is used to promote the proper stick technique. In the stick phase, the receiver will aggressively drop his hips in an effort to change directions quickly. In the stick phase, the receiver should be in a football position. His feet are underneath his hips. His shoulders are out over his toes. His head's up. And he's exaggerating arm violence in the stick phase. The feet in the stick phase are moving, constantly moving, and tight, close together. The W drill is a drill that we will do here at Georgia to enhance the receiver's confidence in the proper technique of using the stick phase. Here you can see as the receiver drives toward the line, he drops his hips, he pushes back, and he drives at that line at an angle. We're working at an angle. Proper ball security. Here at the University of Georgia, we will teach 3 points of pressure. The first point of pressure is the hand over the front tip of the football. The hand should cover the entire front tip of the football, so we want our hands to be we want a big, wide hand over the front tip of the football. The tip of the football should fit between the index and middle finger and on the second knuckle of the hand, of the finger, whereby promoting proper control and finger pressure over the top of the ball as well. The second point of pressure is the back tip of the football. slightly inside the bicep. With this particular security, the hand should be pointing out, but also underneath the football. Should be underneath, not to the side, but underneath the football. The second point of pressure, the ball is in the back tip of the football. We will then take the elbow and press the elbow against the rib cage, applying pressure to the back tip of the football by pressing the elbow against the rib cage. The third point of pressure, we're going to take our hand and we're going to push the ball high into the rib cage where the wrist of the arm is above the elbow, whereby applying pressure on the top of the ball high into the pecs area of the body. In this type of movement and applying this pressure, the back tip of the football should remain against the body at all times. Notice here, one of the mistakes that are made when applying pressure to the upper pecs, when you hear people use the term high and tight, there's a tendency to move the back tip of the football away from the body. When that happens, there is not enough pressure on the back tip of the football to protect it. Here, fumbles occur in this situation when the back tip of the football leaves the body. Receiving fundamentals. In this phase, we will teach and demonstrate the proper fundamentals for receiving the ball with the thumbs in, thumbs out, hand position. In receiving the ball with thumbs in, the hand should be positioned to allow the point of the ball through the hands while enabling the receiver to squeeze the fat tip of the football. In receiving the ball with the thumbs in, the strongest part of your hand is your index fingers and your thumbs. These fingers must be allowed to squeeze the fat tip of the ball. So the spacing between the hands are very important in pass receiving. The receiver, upon receiving the ball, should squeeze the ball with his fingers. Thumbs out catches. Thumbs out catches. Here the ball is positioned in the hands. The thumb in the thumbs out catch, when the ball is thrown around the chest and pelvis area or below the knees, the thumbs should be on top of the ball. Again, the index finger and the thumb of the hand being the strongest part of your hand. Here the ball is positioned in the receiver's hand so that he can visualize and feel how the ball would fit in his hands when his fingers feel it. In using this technique, we want the receiver to see the fit and see the hand position. And then we will ask him he will then release the football so that he can see the spacing of his hands before the ball gets there. This helps him understand how his hands should be positioned before the ball gets there, and also how his hands should be positioned and the spacing between his hands, whereby allowing the point of the ball to go through and his fingers being positioned where he can squeeze the fat tip of the football. From this position, the thumbs out catch, the receiver wants to get his thumbs slightly out of the way, so he wants to open his hands where his thumbs are out of the way of the ball, but still allowing his fingers to feel the ball and squeeze the ball. When the receiver is receiving the ball, he should reach for the football, and it should happen naturally. He sees the ball with his eyes. He understands and he knows where the ball is coming or at what position the ball is being thrown within his framework. When he reaches for the football, it should happen naturally. Here, we are positioning our hands to catch the ball with the thumbs out, where the ball is being thrown over the left shoulder. The hand position should be the same as if he was catching a football around his pelvis area or down below his knees. The hand positioning should be the same. To enhance the receiver's ability to make the proper catch, particularly with the thumbs out, you want the hands to be, I use the term, big and soft. Widen the hands, but soften the hands. The wrists are firm, but soften the hands. This will promote a big net, but a soft cushion to receive the ball. Stick phase. The 4-cone drill is used to teach and enhance the stick phase while changing up the angle in which the receiver comes out of his break. The emphasis in the stick phase is football position in the stick phase and aggressively dropping your hips, keeping the feet tight and underneath the hips and moving. From this angle, you are able to see the pad level here starting from the release, proper release, pad level, and the pad level in the stick, and the receiver in a good football position. Ball security. This particular drill is an open field drill that promotes ball security by keeping the ball against the receiver's body when changing directions in the open field. This is a three-step plant and cut drill in open field. We're promoting ball security, but also good football position. This drill will also enhance the receiver's ability to change directions in the open field, explosively and with a burst. Like from a different angle, you see as the receiver's changing directions, we're promoting pad level and ball security and changing directions. Here the receiver's changing directions with his feet underneath his hips, where he not only can change directions, but he can change directions explosively and efficiently. Ball drills, receiving fundamentals. The drills that we will teach today will be the attack drill and the crossing drill. The attack drill is teaching the receivers to aggressively attack the football, keeping their feet underneath their hips, hands in the chest area, and gaining the confidence in attacking the football as one would do on curl routes coming back to the QB. Here the receiver has his feet underneath his hips, his hands in his chest area. He's instructed to see the ball being thrown, not the person that's throwing the ball. If I can see the football, and the longer I can see it, the better chances we have at catching the football. By positioning the hands in the chest, it allows the receiver to get his hands into the fit position or how the ball should fit before it actually gets there. This hand positioning in the chest not only promotes proper hand positioning, but will also increase the confidence of the receiver's ability to catch the football. Once the ball is caught, secure the football, 3 points of pressure, the crossing drill. Using two cones that are about 5 to 7 yards apart, the receivers will release on the coach's command. The coach's command is going to be the moving of the ball. The moving of the ball and readying the coach to throw the football. The receiver releases on that movement. On that command, he will, under control, about a quarter speed, cross and receive the football. Here with the thumbs in, as he crosses, he's crossing the quarterback. As he sees the ball being thrown, he turns his numbers towards the QB. This enables the receiver to get his hands positioned properly so that he can receive the football. It also brings him under control so that he can catch the football. He catches it and secures the football. The receivers now from the other side, on the coach's command, will release and cross to the cone, working thumbs out. As they see the ball and they understand where the ball is coming, they will square their shoulders and reach and receive the football. Here the ball is being received with thumbs out. It's thrown on the receiver's back hip. As he squares his shoulders, it allows him to get his hands positioned properly. And it's thrown on his back shoulder. He will give with the football, which allows him to keep his hands soft and receive the football. Deep ball fundamentals. We will emphasize the proper technique for receiving and catching the deep ball with the thumbs in and thumbs out while maintaining proper running mechanics. Here we are emphasizing thumbs in catches. The receivers forming a single file line on the coach's command. As he moves the ball back in readiness to throw it, this signals the receiver to release. In this particular phase, as the receiver is releasing upfield, the angle of the ball and the speed of the ball will determine or dictate to the receiver if he should come under control, catch the ball at his highest point with his thumbs in. So the angle and the speed of the ball will dictate this type of a catch. If the ball makes the receiver slow down, he wants to catch it at his highest point. In this illustration, you can see the ball being caught at its highest point and secured properly with 3 points of pressure. The next phase of the deep ball in catching the ball at its highest point with the thumbs in. His highest point, thumbs in, over the wrong shoulder. Proper running mechanics and body control will enable the receiver to make this catch. The receiver sees the ball on the wrong shoulder. He reaches and catching it at his highest point and giving, in this situation, giving with the ball and allowing him to keep his hands soft and receive the football. In closing, these are the drills, some of the drills and fundamentals that we use here at the University of Georgia to prepare our receivers to perform at a high level in the SEC.
Tennessee playing what amounts to a 4-4 fake. And there's a touchdown! Touchdown, my God, a touchdown! We threw it to Haynes. We just stuffed it with 5